Hey everyone, Adam here. Today, Matt and I are going to play a game called KickSafe. Something brand new on the channel here. In fact, it's kind of brand new to me. I've only been playing this game about 3 weeks. I've only done maybe a dozen games of it so far. It is a safety-based game. Let's put the rules quick up on the screen here. It is a 9-ball rack, so you're playing, a standard 9-ball, 9 in the middle, 1 on the top. Has to be a forced break. You can't do a safe break. Any balls pocketed on the break are immediately spotted, and off the break you can still push out just like a 9-ball. But the goal here, you're always going to be shooting the 1 ball. So the goal is to play safe on the 1 ball, and then try to have your opponent miss hitting the 1 ball, in which case they give you ball in hand and you get 1 point. First person to how many ever points. On this, it says 7 on the rules here. We're actually doing this to 4. I'll talk about that in a little bit when we get to it. There are no jump shots. There are no making a ball doesn't matter. You can make the 1 ball and then it'll be spotted. So there is a little bit of strategy there where if there's already a ball in the spot or there's a cluster around the spot, or you can make the 1 and safe somewhere, you can leave the 1 on the spot. So let's head over to the table. I'll explain this as it goes along. I'm also trying a brand new thing. I have a Telestrator app in OBS. I'll see if it works. We'll see what happens and see how bad or good I am at it. So to start out, Matt is going to break here to get things going. Again, the break isn't as important in other games as it is there. He almost scratched, which would have been a point for me. I will mention also in the rules it said that the first person to 7 points, you get a point when you lose, and the first person to 7. We just switched it around so that the person getting ball in hand gets the point, and the first person to 7, in this case 4, wins the game. So I'm looking at shooting the 1 ball here, trying to leave safe, trying to just go rail first, clip the 1, and leave a cue ball somewhere down in the right corner behind the 9 and 2. Kind of like this. I hit the 2, unfortunately, and left a shot. Here's an easy one that we see that I shouldn't say easy. Here's one that we see the pros do that make it look easy that really isn't very easy. So what you want to do is you want to play the 1, cue ball come in here, play the 1 up to, get your head out of the way, Matt, up to here and over here, and the cue ball is going to go here, here, and behind the 5. This is not an easy shot because it's all speed control. It's also a little bit different when you're playing this game because you don't want to actually make a ball. Now, Matt could make the 1 ball here. It would just go back on the spot over here, but it would be harder to play safe, I think, making it than it would just to be clipping it and have 2 rails. He could also hit a little bit harder, have the cue ball or 1 ball come all the way down table. We'll see what he does here. I think he tried to make it and tried to leave it behind the 5. And in doing so, left me a straight-in shot on the 1. However, I don't really want to make the 1, and we're having another spider infestation day, and I apologize for that. Now here, what I can do is I can just play a stop shot and make the 1. If I hit the 8 out of the way of my finger, and actually move the 8 probably into the line of the 1, which is probably not good. We kind of chatted about it a little bit. And then since I made the 1, it goes on the spot, and then Matt shoots. Now, if Matt misses the 1 ball here and doesn't get a rail, he has to make a legal shot, then I get ball in hand and I get 1 point. Looks like he has to go on top of the 4 and spin it underneath if he goes this way. If he goes down to the bottom rail, like I think he's going here and here. If he goes to the bottom rail, he has a harder hit. He did hit it. I don't know if you saw that. It did move just slightly. So that was a legal hit, no points. What you're going to find here is that we seem like we have no idea what we're doing because it seems harder when you're trying to absolutely snooker someone in this game. And I think I've mentioned it a couple times in 9-ball that I've tried to do too good of safeties, and by doing that I missed them. Instead, I realize that you can do separation or just give no real shot or no position and still safe. Whereas in this game, you really have to try to snooker your opponent, and make it as hard as possible to kick. That, I don't know what I tried there, but it did not work. I left Matt straight in. Now Matt could play the one over here, float the cue ball over here. That's a touchy shot. He's going to have to use a little bit of stun. Maybe, probably no side spin, maybe a hint of right. We'll see what he tries here. I don't know what he tried, but it didn't work. He might have tried getting behind the 6. It's a tough game to get in stroke because you're never getting 2 shots in a row. You're always playing 1 shot at a time. I think what I'm trying to do is play the 1 out this way, play the cue ball in around the 2, just like that. And this is really, really good because this is like frozen to the 2. Matt has no 1 rail kick. He has to come, unless he goes down here and up. That may be the only real way he could do it. I don't think he has a real good 2 rail kick. If he can go 1 rail this way, I don't think he can do that either. 1 rail to the right, like here, I don't think he can get past the 2. Yeah, he's looking at... Now the 9 is a really weird ball, the 4 is a really weird ball here, and the 8 is a really weird ball here for a multi-rail kick. You have to do pretty much, like I said, almost down by his chalk here and go past the 9 and hit it. And then it opens up a number of scratches. You can scratch in the left side, you can scratch in the left top corner. I think he's going to miss this ball based on just the angle that he has lined up. Yeah, unless it comes around again, which it didn't. So the way this works, I get 1 point, I get ball in hand, I get to do it again. Now you would think with ball in hand it'd be easier to play safe, but all the balls are kind of spread out now, and there's nothing really near the 1 for me to play safe on. What I think I'm trying here is I'm trying to just kind of bank the 1 up and down, play the cue ball in and around here. Apologize for my lines if they aren't as good as a professional telestrator would do. Actually, no, I'm playing the 1 in the corner and I'm just floating the cue ball over here, yeah. Unfortunately, I missed. I'm trying to body English it over. I needed that to go basically into the 5 and I would have been good. No points gained or lost there. I just made the 1 that gets spotted. Matt has an easy shot in the 1. He could try the same shot that I did. Playing the 1 kind of into the rail here. Playing the cue ball down here, somewhere in that area. Matt has learned that if you make the 1, it's easier to control. It's easier to worry about 1 thing at a time. So if you're worried about the 1 ball and the cue ball, it's harder than if you just worry about the cue ball. So if he makes this, he can then play just the cue ball. But the problem is it's right in the middle of the table. There's not a lot of places to hide it. I think he tried to do what I wrote out first. Hit it a little too thin. Probably needed some left spin on that to go down to the rail and back up. Here I'm killing more bugs. I don't know what it was about this. We played this the other day and it was just infestation. So what I can do here is I can make the 1 here, cue ball here, here, and into the 5. Or this way into the 5, and instead I did the exact same thing I did at my last shot where I came up way too short. Either one of those angles would have been fine if I would have gotten one of them. Matt has the same exact shot that he had, although he's a little bit closer to the rail, so it's harder to dig under the ball. Let's see what he does here. He could do... I think he was trying to play the 1 behind the 5 again. Here it looks like I can play a stop shot bank, but I don't think the 1 clears the 5 if I do that, so I'm going to play the cue ball past the 1. But of course it didn't bounce hard enough. I left him open. Now here's the problem with playing safety is if you aren't up on your safety game, and by the way, if anyone out there says they don't need to work on their safes or kicks, you're lying to yourself. We all need to work on them, and as you can see here, the touch involved in some of these safeties is probably too much that we shouldn't be trying them, but it does really hone in your safety game. Don't know what he was trying there. I didn't see a great safety, maybe draw back behind the 5. Here I don't have a really great shot. I could try forced following it, kind of playing it like here and off the 2, but I don't think that's a really easy shot. I tried leaving it behind the 6, hit it too hard. And of course, in any 9-ball game, a lot of these shots would sell the game out, or at least the turn. We're not focused on playing lead for the next ball or worried about leaving the shot. We're trying to just get fully safe here. Matt could make this in the side. Cue ball come 1, 2, and around over here. Or, to make it easier, make it in the side and just try to play up behind the 4. And if you hit it too hard, it could go here behind the 9. Of course, there's gaps here and here that he could accidentally leave it on. He has to use a short cue. It's a little touchier. The table again was playing really fast. I think he hit it a little too hard. He almost got me behind the 3. That would have been actually really good. If the 8 wasn't there, I could play just a straight up and down bank of the 1 and then play the cue ball over here, but the 8 is kind of blocking that angle unless I can overcut it. The other thing is I don't have to hide the cue ball, I can also hide the 1. Here I was again trying to hide behind the 7 and 5, and thanks to the little bump on the 3 ball, I was able to hide him. This is a tough kick here because he can't go bottom rail because the 2, he can't really get in here and spin it around the 1. He's going to have to go 1 rail here, and I drew that a little bit closer to the 9, and then a lot of probably top left to open up the angle and just kick right at the 1. It's not an easy shot. The natural angle is going to take this, I don't know, here, maybe into the 6, maybe a little past it. So he really has to get this opened up. This is going to require a softer hit to let the English open up and open up the angle on. I think we're talking about that right now. Yeah, that's what he's looking at. Give a standard excuse that he and I haven't shot on this table in several weeks, actually since the last video, which I think was 3.5, 4 weeks ago. We've been playing at the local pool hall, which has much slower tables, much slower felt, much slower rails, a lot of dead rails, a lot of weird things, bigger pockets, and just getting the speed to match between tables takes a lot of getting used to. He kind of punched that in, and what I told him is a little bit too much stun, a little bit less, more natural rolling ball. So I have 2 points here, and I have ball in hand. There's not a lot great that I can do with ball in hand here. I think what I'm going to try to do is bank the 1 into this rail here and back, which I kind of did. I got on the other side of the side pocket, hit it a little bit too hard, otherwise it would have. And I think, yeah, I wanted to hit past the side pocket, but I think the 4 and the 9 might have been in the way for that. And I wasn't trying to get it behind anything. The 2 was kind of on the rail. I was just trying to get it locked up, like on top of the 2 to make it harder to hit. He has a straight in shot here. He can pretty much make this, just make the ball just come off the rail and out a little bit, and then the 1 gets spotted and I won't have a shot. Kind of walked right into that. I think that's what he tried. And then I have the same shot. If I have enough angle, it'd be nice to be able to make this, have the spin around and into this with some, looks like I'm drawing it though. So yeah, I finally got a good snooker here. If I have more angle on that shot, I like to play upper right, a little bit of top inside, and spin it around and get it closer to the 5. There are no jump shots allowed in this game. Otherwise, this would be a somewhat easy jump shot. Matt has a one-rail kick. He has to go right at it. Just hope he hits it. And he didn't. Unless it's coming around. So, full disclosure here. We planned on playing this game to 3 points. But since the points came pretty quickly here, like 3 all within a couple shots, I wanted to do this as kind of a half instructional, half game video. So we decided then to play to 4. And based on if you're watching this, you can see how much time is left. It didn't go as well as what we thought. Now here, I'm trying to get behind the 7 again, trying to hit the 5 just like that. Finally, after, 4 times of trying it, I actually got the shot that I wanted. I can't tell if he has a piece of this or not. If he does, he doesn't really have it doesn't look like he does. It looks like he has to kick at it. And he needed to hit that, otherwise that would have been game, because we decided to play to 4, and that was it. We weren't going to say, okay, let's play to 5 or whatever. But he hit it, and I think he left me safe. I think I have to kick at this. Now I can kick underneath here, play the 1, hopefully over here, not through the balls, but behind the balls, and leave the cue ball kind of right there. Instead, I came all the way down. I hit it really thin, and left him a shot. And when I say left him a shot, I mean left him a hit, not necessarily that he can make it or anything, which we don't care about in 9-ball or in kick safe. Where we would care about in 9-ball, we don't care in this game. If it goes, he could play it in the pocket, play the cue ball around here. I don't know if it goes past the 7. I don't think it does. Oh yeah, it does. That's exactly what he tried, and he managed to hit the gap right between the 4 and 9 to come straight out. But that's exactly what he was trying, is what I drew up. Here I have this shot that I played before. Play the 1 here, cue ball down under the 2. The 2 is a little bit closer to the rail than it was before, so it's a little bit harder to get that. I could also, I think that's what I'm trying. It's hard to tell here. Oh no, I was trying to play it behind the 6 and play the 1 up behind the 4 and 9. It leaked out a little bit, and he has a clear shot at the 1, clear aim at the 1 here. It's tough because you're so used to playing 9-ball, like, oh, we can just make the 1 and then come down and make the 2. Now he has to find a place to hide the 1. I think he tried to make it, but this is going to work out really well. I think he was trying to make it and trying to get the cue ball underneath either the 3 or the 5 or the 9 or something like that. This is a tough kick. I basically have to kick as if I were making it. It's deceptively small angle between here, the 4 and the side pocket, and I clipped the 4 on the way in. Made the 2 ball. That is Matt's first point. Hopefully remember to spot the 2 ball here, yeah. So yeah, in that case, made it a ball that wasn't the 1, you just spot it. If you happen, we don't have any of those in this game. If you happen to make 2 balls at the same time, the first ball that goes down gets spotted on top, and then the second ball gets spotted below it. We've actually run into some situations where you can make some ball and then the 1 ball, and then leave your opponent in this straight line, and the other ball will get spotted first, the 1 directly behind it, making it really hard to hit. We don't have any of that going on here. What he's trying to do now is he's trying to make this, leave the cue ball up here, and the 1 gets spotted right behind the 2 here. I think I have a piece of this from what I remember. And Matt is wearing the perfect shirt for this game. The It Worked in My Head League shirt that we got. No, I'm actually kicking into this. And there I hit it too hard, but I was also making sure that I hit it. I had to put a whole ton of left spin on that, and if you hit that softer, the spin will take more and it'll make it more of an angle. I just wanted to make sure I hit the ball. That's kind of a containing safety, get out of the inning type shot. think Matt tried to make that and then float up behind the 9 ball, you know, kind of come up here. He didn't get there. So here I don't really have a great shot. I can kind of use the 8 to hold the 1, spin the cue ball around this way, and hopefully up here. Like, just like this, except that I did not get, you know what? I almost got there. I was hoping the 8 ball would hold the 1 a little bit more, but they were at a weird angle, so I really couldn't hold it the way I wanted it to. Matt's sitting in a spot now where all the balls are up table, the 1's down table. He really can't go off the right side of this ball without danger of scratching, and I don't think he can hit the left side of the ball, so he has to pretty much just bank this like that. Almost lost there. He was on his last point, so next foul that Matt has, he loses. I still need a couple more. Now here I can do a number of different things. I think if I can play the 1 over here, cue ball over here without hitting the 9, that's probably the best. If I hit the 9, I am in danger of scratching, so I definitely don't want to do that. I tried to go the other way. This actually will work out pretty good. And again, we got spiders doing gymnastics all over somewhere in front of the camera lens here, and I can't tell how far that is away because it's not focusing on it, so apologies for that. I'm going to keep mentioning it in every single one of my videos until even I get sick of it. He has a tough... He just basically has to go at this 1 rail down and up. I don't think there's any other shot here. I think going to the side, going to the left side over here and over is very risky. The ball's way smaller, or seems way smaller. Yeah, here you can just hit it. He's almost never going to resafe me there, but that's probably okay. Here I could make this, have the cue ball come up and maybe get behind here. Instead I went the other way. And because I didn't make the 1, I didn't really leave a great... I think I left a window here where he can hit it directly on. Yeah, I tried to go the other way, and if I would have made the 1, I think it would have been a really good shot because he would have been on the spot here, and he would have been almost dead to rights. What he can do is he can play off the right side of the 1, send the cue ball this way, or send the 1 ball this way, cue ball kind of down that way, and then it can go either into the 3, behind the 8, behind the 5. It's exactly what he tried. He hit a little too hard. But he did snooker me. I'm probably half ball snookered, and you could try massing this. That's a really tough shot because I'm bridged right over the 3, or right over the 2 ball. It's hard to not foul. So I'm going to go 2 rails here, here, and up into it. Or that's what I'm trying to do. Instead I hit a little too far, a little too high up on this second rail. Need to be a little bit down further. And the comeback is on. It's 3-2. I don't know what we're pointing at here. Oh, I think we're pointing at spiders. Should rename this channel to Spider G Pool. There are a bunch of little ones too, so it's extra annoying. We've had a bunch of rain lately, so I think they're probably coming in. We're in the basement here too, and out in the country, and all sorts of stuff. This table layout's really, really strange. I think I like putting the cue ball about here, playing the 1 on the side, cue ball up and basically aim for the 3. Looks like that's what he's about to do. This is basically straight top. You should be able to set ball and hand up so you don't need any side spin. And your goal is to just hit the 3 head on with the cue ball. he stood up there. Matt, you stood up really bad there. And I don't think there was any top on it. I think when standing up, move the arm, drop the elbow, or raise the elbow, or whatever it was, and collapse the elbow, we'll say. And then instead of top, you just got straight center ball, and the cue ball just went on the tangent line. This one's tough for me. I think I'm just trying to make it, and then come 1, 2, 3 rails under. Instead, I go 1, 2, 3, almost scratch off the 4. That was a tough shot because you really want the object ball down here when you're trying that shot, so you get some draw on it to cut around the rails. And this is a really weird game now. We have all 8 balls except for the 1 ball up table, and we're trying to aim at the 1 ball. So now you really have to try to get the 1 and the and the cue ball safe. And I think he was trying to make that and have the cue ball come all the way around. It's just the angle. He didn't have enough angle, and weird things happened. I can just bank the 1 ball kind of straight into the rail, and I'm aiming at. I'll try to draw a straight line. I'm aiming to go right past the 5 and hit the 2. I went a little too much stun, not enough forward. It's almost the same thing he did, just less exaggerated on it. He's stuck with another one here. He's probably gonna have to bank the 1 down this way, cue ball up this way, but there's every ball is now getting closer and closer to that top rail, so it's harder to get safe behind it. That's exactly what he tried. He made the 2, which is going to spot up, but I still have a shot. This one's weird. I think banking it up this way, sending the cue ball around this way, and hopefully I make it and it gets spotted here. Instead, I did that. Double kissed it and left Matt just straight in. Here, I think he banks this down here, cue ball up this way, and of course my angles are not necessarily directly on. That's just kind of the direction, the main direction. Basically sending both balls to the middle rail on the end rails. Or middle of the end rails, I should say. I didn't realize you could hit it that thin. That's actually a really good shot. He just needed a little bit more speed, and the cue ball bounces off the 7, gets stuck right here behind the 4, and I'm in trouble. Here I'm coming 2 rails around, here, and hopefully, maybe it'll curve and go this way, and if physics wasn't a real thing, I have to jack up over the 7. I hit the 1 way too thin and didn't get anything safe there. This one's interesting. He can play the cue ball up to the top, or he can play the 1 ball. If he banks the 1 up here, cue ball down here, he would have to clear the 9 with the 1 on the top side, so like right in between that gap. I think he's going the cue ball that way though. Yeah. Very, very good shot. I don't know if I have this gap or not. I may have to go, I don't have that gap, so I have to go almost just directly into it, and it's in a weird spot on the table, and I overshot it, and Matt has tied the game up at 3. We are hill in the bad way, meaning the next person who misses loses the game. Usually it's the next person who, last person who makes the 9 ball wins the game. This is the next person who gets, who fouls loses the game. This is kind of a weird situation here. I think he's trying something pretty dangerous. I think he's trying to just float right past all this stuff and come back behind here. Or he's going that, okay. That turned out to be really, really, really good. I'm snookered from this way. I can't go down and up this way. The only way I can go is just kick right at it. And this is kicking for the game, so this is kicking for my life here. If we were playing 9-ball, that would have been a great shot. I had no way to try to get resafe. There's a lot of ways to scratch off that. You can come on the short side, scratch on the side, come on the long side, scratch down in the corner. I just had to basically, stay alive in the game and try to get back to the table. Now he has a shot where he can play. If he can beat the 2, come up here with the cue ball. 1 ball is going to come down here somewhere. Instead, he scratched, unfortunately. That ends the game. Kind of a rough way to win, but I paused it at the perfect, it worked on my head graphic on the back of his t-shirt. We actually got those shirts for our spring league that we played, that we did take first place in the league. In one of them, there was a Tuesday and Thursday league. We took first place on Tuesdays. A little bit further down on Thursdays, but yeah, so that's it. That's the game of Kick Safe. Let me know what you think. Sorry the video went a little bit longer. I just felt there was more play than just ending it at 4, or ending it at 3, sorry. So we decided to play till 4. And then, of course, if we would have gone all the way to 7, sometimes those games take an hour. A lot of missed safeties, a lot of weird missed shots there, but that's it. So let me know what you think. Do the standard YouTube like, subscribe, comment. I'd like to hear from more of you. I think I'm at 99 subscribers as of the point where this video would be updated. It'd be great to get at least one more to hit 100, and then we'll go for the next milestone of whatever. Until next time, we'll see you later.